it's easy to throw.
How's the fan support been in Fayetteville compared to maybe what you've seen from the other stadiums so far?
10 times better.
10 times better.
Yes. It's
a lot
awesome.
of people in the stands in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Same thing for you, Wes? What's allowed you guys to maybe feel your way out a little bit better at home?
Well, like Josh said, the fans are great in Fayetteville, so like that helps out a lot. And also not having to like go to like the 2-hour trips where like people just get relaxed on the bus, and sometimes it's hard to get a little more focused. But once you're at home and you get to the ballpark, you're focused and you get ready to go.
Josh, let's talk a little bit about your performances so far. You've given the team a lot of quality innings, and both games that you've pitched in hasn't gone the team's way, but there's still a lot of baseball left to be played. What are you looking to improve on the most, and what do you think you've been most effective with so far in the season?
I just got to work on throwing more strikes, being more consistent, and I feel like I get the job done, get a bunch of ground balls, get outs, just hope the defense is there.
Is that where your strength lies, trying to get a lot of the ground ball? You're more of a ground ball pitcher than a fly ball pitcher?
Yeah. Well, more just ground balls, fly balls. I'm not a big strikeout guy.
So you really want to be able to get those first pitch strikes and really try and get the ball over the plate?
Yeah.
What about you, Wes? What are some things that you're looking to improve on, and what do you think has worked for you so far this season?
Well, to get ahead, I would like to get ahead more, make it a lot easier to pitch. But I've been pitching you just got to hit spots. I've been hitting spots pretty well. Get some ground balls early. Like Josh, I'm not a strikeout pitcher. So it's not like Tom. Tom strikes out a lot of guys. I'm just going to come in and it's going to be the ground ball, fly ball early in the counts.
Right. Your second appearance of the season was against Wilmington, and you were able to pick up a save. Was that the first time you'd ever closed before?
No, at school, towards the end of the school, I was starting to close a little bit. I had one save at school, so I was the setup guy at the beginning of the year, and then towards the end, I came to close a little bit. So.
Now, a lot of people often ask, well, being the closer and getting those last 3 outs, you have to have a different mindset. Do you feel that same way? Do you feel like if you're going to be the guy at the end of the game that you have to come in with a whole different attitude than the rest of the time, or is it usually always coming in, always trying to get the outs?
I think you have to keep the same mindset all the time, because if you're coming in, it should be always like it's the 9th inning, because you always want to just come in and get those 3 outs. So to come in and say, oh, you have to have a different mindset as a closer, I don't think that's...
Now, one of your buddies and one of your teammates is a guy by the name of Tommy Schmidt. And I'm curious to get your guys' perspective, because this guy's been on fire lately. He's got a 0.00 earned run average, 9 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts. What's impressed you guys the most about Schmidt so far, Josh?
It's his ability to throw strikes and get ahead of guys. And I can't explain it.
But he doesn't throw that hard. It's not he's a big guy. He's a 6'6" lefty.
Yeah.
But he's not throwing the ball, 94, 95. This is a guy that's got, 88, 89 mile an hour fastball mixed up with a curveball. How does he stay so effective with that?
Just spotting up, throwing strikes. Hides the ball well, and just blows it by people.
What have you been impressed with the most about Schmidt's performance so far, Wes?
He just comes in, he pounds the strike zone, and he just blows people away. It's good to watch.
So meanwhile, on the other side, the SwampDogs on offense, they got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they're starting to get a little bit better now. You guys have scored 10 runs in the last 2 games. As a pitcher, when you're out on the mound, having a clicking offense for you, does that put you guys at ease, or you still basically have to go out and do the same thing every time? Wes, I'll start with you.
It makes it a little easier to pitch, but you still want to go out there with that mindset that you're not going to get too much run support, because you always want to shut the team down. You don't want to give them any chance to come back and do anything.
Do you ever feel like you can locate a little bit better, that you're not worried about just pinpointing on the corner when the offense has been scoring runs and they spot you up with a big lead?
Yeah, when you have the lead, it's a lot easier to go out there and pitch, because you're not worried about that one run. If you leave a ball over the middle and he hits a home run, you're going to lose the game or whatever. So it makes it a lot easier to pitch, but you still got to go in there and try to locate.
Josh, you agree that a lot of it just comes to sort of the mindset, and whether or not the offense is clicking, you still got to go up and really do your job?
Oh, yeah. It makes it a whole lot easier when the offense goes out and puts 5, 6 runs up.
Sure.
And if offense can do that, then with our pitching staff, I feel like we can win a bunch of games.
Now, one guy on offense that has also been clicking, the way that Schmidt's been clicking on the pitching staff, is Brendan Rowland. This is a guy that right now that's leading your team in batting average. He has 3 game-winning RBIs in the season. He has 4 wins. All 3 game-winning RBIs have come against Wilmington so far. Again, stepping up to the plate, being the leadoff man. What have you seen from Rowland that you guys have really liked so far? I'll start with you, Josh.
Puts the ball in play, makes the defense have to make the errors or make the play themselves, and he's clutch.
What about you, Wes?
I just he goes up there, he doesn't get cheated. He swings, doesn't get cheated.
So. also, you know, just a guy that's able to go out and make contact. And, you know, when you're a leadoff man, you want to get the ball in play and at least give yourself an opportunity to get on base. And final question for you guys, 4-5 in the season right now, and there's still a lot of baseball left to be played, but you guys have been together for a couple of weeks. Is there a teammate that you guys have gotten a chance to know over these last 2 weeks that you've really impressed with maybe their work ethic or their tenacity, or someone that just has stepped up and become a team leader that you guys just look to and say, you know what, I want to follow this guy. I want to be a teammate of this guy. Wes, I'll start with you on this one.
Well, one of the big guys I think is Scurvy. Like, he comes up, he's the catcher, so he's like the pinpoint of the field anyways, and he's been our cleanup hitter, he's a good hitter. So he's been stepping up and getting everybody going.
How about you?
I feel the same. I mean, I think the way the team is bonded so far, I feel like everybody's a big part. But I mean, Skirvin, he's the one there that's going to calm the pitcher down, tell the hitters what to look for and how to approach in the bat.
I know I said final question, but I'll leave you guys with one more. Because you talked about Skirving. Does he go to you guys and talk to you about what you want to throw, what you're looking to try and get over the plate, what you guys have had working for you so far? How does the pitcher and catcher relationship work between you guys in college, like when you haven't really had an opportunity to pitch and throw to him all that much?
I mean, when he comes to talk to me, it's more just calming me down, settling down, and just telling me. I mean, he knows a lot about pitching. I mean, he can tell me what I'm doing wrong if I'm not throwing strikes. So I really listen to him and take that in mind.
Is that the same thing for you, Wes? He's a guy that can come in, maybe settle you down if you're a little bit rocky at first, and just be able to. How does that work for you guys?
I would say, yeah, pretty much. But like, I really haven't had like too much time to sit down with the catcher. Like, being a reliever, like the starters and catchers usually get more of like the bond going, where like the relievers just come in. Like, he really hasn't talked to me that. Like, if I'm doing something wrong, like he'll tell me, and so he's been a big help.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate you coming in. It's Josh Bagley, Wes Dutton. Appreciate you guys' time here on Inside the Dog Pound. Now, when we come back, we're going to visit with Nick Seckis of the Cape Fear Sports Report on ESPN 1230. Until then, you're listening, and I guess you're watching. You're used to the radio thing, but you are watching Inside the Dog Pound right here on Time Warner Cable.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs?
Welcome back, everybody, to Inside the Dog Pound here on Time Warner Cable. I'm your host, Ben Heisler, joined now by Nick Seckis of the Cape Fear Sports Report on ESPN 1230. Good to have you on the program, man.
Good to be here.
Always a pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. The reason we brought Nick here, in addition to him being, the host on ESPN 1230 and a guy that we talk to all the time about the Fayetteville SwampDogs, this is a guy that's going to be calling the high school all-star game, the annual Sand Hills Senior Showcase. And that's going to be happening on Sunday, June 14th at JP Riddle Stadium. And Nick, I'm curious, how did you personally get involved with calling this game as well as ESPN Radio?
Well, it's something that we're really excited to be involved with this year. It's the best of the best here in the county, in the Sandhills of the high school seniors. And, talking with Daryl and Lou and the front office staff over there with the SwampDogs, we thought it would just be a great thing to get involved in. And we've teamed up with Mid-South Sports Network for, as a lot of people know, the group that carries a lot of the high school football games in the fall,
Sure.
also Methodist University football. So we teamed up with them and you guys and really wanted to give an opportunity for the fans here in the county, not only to come to the game, which we hope a lot of people do, but to also have a chance to hear it on the radio and give these kids one last kind of send-off, whether they're going on to play college baseball or not. We really wanted to continue our support with the high schools and the SwampDogs and get out there. So I'm excited to be calling the game. Getting a chance to see a lot of these kids. There's so many schools here in the county. You don't get a chance to go out and see, all the teams throughout the course of the season, especially with me working pretty much late in the afternoon. It's hard for me to get out there and see them. So to kind of see them all in one spot and a great venue like JP Riddle. So.
Sure. And obviously, it's going to be a big deal for these kids to come out and play that final game as a high school senior, as well as really showcase their skills. And not only do they have an opportunity to play in front of college scouts and perhaps some college coaches, but they also have an opportunity to win a nice scholarship courtesy of the SwampDogs. Tell us a little bit about how that's going to work.
Yeah, the most outstanding player of the game is going to receive a $1,000 scholarship with the from the SwampDogs, which I think is just great because at that time, of going to college with the cost of college today, it's very, very helpful.
Sure.
Any sort of money you can get, and